Have you ever been surrounded by people, laughter, conversations, noise everywhere, and still felt like you don't exist? Like you're standing inside a glass box, watching life happen around you, but never actually inside it. Here's the strange part. It's not that no one is around you. It's that nobody really sees you. And if you've ever felt that, then what I'm about to tell you will feel uncomfortably real. Think about that. Psychologists call this emotional isolation in social environments. But let's make it simple. It's when your body is in a crowd, but your mind feels completely alone. You can be at a party, in a classroom, at work, scrolling through your phone in a cafe full of people, and still feel like something inside you is disconnected. And here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just loneliness. It's a different kind of loneliness. The kind that doesn't come from being alone, but from being surrounded by people who don't understand you. And the most disturbing part? The more aware and emotionally deep you are, the more likely you are to feel it. Let's go deeper. The emotional intelligence trap. People think being smart emotionally makes life easier, but in reality, it often does the opposite. Highly emotionally intelligent people notice everything. Tone shifts, fake smiles, forced laughter, energy changes in a room. And while others are enjoying the moment, they are analyzing it. They can feel when a connection is not real. And that's the problem. Because once you start seeing through people, it becomes harder to feel connected to them. You're not alone in the room. You're just aware of everything that is missing in the room. And here's the twist. Most emotionally intelligent people don't feel lonely. They feel misplaced. You think about that. The curse of deep thinkers don't just talk, they observe. While others enjoy small talk like, where are you from? How's your day? Deep thinkers are wondering, do any of these connections actually mean something? And that creates distance. Because while the world runs on surface level interaction, their mind is searching for depth. But here's the painful truth. Depth is rare. So instead of feeling connected, they feel like outsiders in a world full of shallow conversations. And this is where it gets psychological. The brain starts associating social environments with emotional exhaustion. So even when they're surrounded by people, their mind starts retreating inward. Not because they want to be alone, but because being half connected hurts more than being alone. Let that sink in. The mask people. Where most people in crowds are not being themselves. They are performing. Smiling when they don't feel like smiling. Laughing at jokes that don't feel funny. Acting normal just to fit in. Psychologists call this social masking. And here's the hidden cost. Every time you wear a mask, you lose a small part of your real self in that moment. Now imagine doing that for hours, every day, for years. Eventually, you don't feel connected to others because you're not even connected to yourself. And here's the disturbing part. When you don't show your real self, you start believing no one would understand it anyway. So even in a crowd, you stay silent inside. Think about that. Fake connections drain the brain. Not all social interactions are equal. Some conversations energize you. Others drain you instantly. Why? Because the brain can detect emotional authenticity. When interactions are shallow, repetitive, or forced, your nervous system goes into quiet stress mode. You don't notice it immediately, but your mind does. And that's why, after some social situations, people feel more tired than before. It's not physical exhaustion, it's emotional depletion. And here's the truth nobody talks about. Being surrounded by the wrong energy feels more lonely than being alone. Because at least when you're alone, you're not pretending. Think about that. The need to be understood. At the deepest level, humans don't just want attention, they want understanding. Not someone who listens, but someone who feels them. And when that doesn't happen, you can be surrounded by hundreds of people and still feel invisible. Because the brain doesn't measure connection by numbers. It measures it by depth. And here's a psychological truth. The human mind prioritizes emotional resonance over social quantity. That means one real connection can feel stronger than 100 surface-level interactions. But when that one connection is missing, the crowd becomes noise, and silence becomes your only real space. But here's the question. If being surrounded by people doesn't guarantee connection, then what actually does? And this is where most people get stuck. They think the problem is others. But what if the real problem is what you're searching for? And most people never realize this. They are not lonely because they are alone. They are lonely because they are unseen. Think about that. So, if you've ever felt alone in a crowd, you should know something important. It doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your mind is searching for something deeper than surface level existence. You're not disconnected because you can't connect. You're disconnected because you refuse to stay in shallow connections. And maybe, just maybe, that's not a weakness. Maybe that's awareness. Because the truth is, not everyone is meant to feel comfortable in crowds. Some people are meant to see what others ignore, to feel what others suppress, to notice what others overlook. And that can feel lonely, but it also means you experience life more deeply than most people ever will. Think about that. If this video made you feel understood, you're not alone in that feeling. Like the video if it resonated with you. Subscribe for more deep psychology content like this. Because we explore the thoughts most people are too afraid to talk about. And remember, sometimes the loudest crowds are where the quietest loneliness lives.